Hey, another story we got to talk about today is 23andMe. They announced they're filing for bankruptcy. That is raising a lot of concerns about data protection, and you learned a little bit more about what people's rights are in this case.
We did, Tom. Colorado actually has a specific law on the books that protects your data, the Colorado Privacy Act. It requires any company that collects data on consumers to allow those consumers to have the ability to have their data deleted. Similar to a law in California where 23andMe is based. And the Attorney General there is urging people to delete their data from 23andMe, even offered instructions on how to do so. So you log into your 23andMe account, click on settings. Under your profile there, you scroll to the section called 23andMe data, click view. At that point, you can download your own data if you want to hold on to it yourself. Then you scroll to the delete data, click that, click permanently delete data. Then you'll get an email from 23andMe with a link to finalize all this. And once you've clicked that, your data is deleted. Don't worry, we have all this on 9news.com as well. Users can also have their original saliva sample destroyed and opt out of having their data used in genetic research as well. Danny Katz with Colorado Public Research Interest Group, or COPIRG, says it's just a good idea in general to have your data deleted, especially when you've already gotten what you paid for.
We always recommend that once you've submitted data for something, if it's done, if the service has been provided, go back in, delete that data, and make sure you haven't checked any boxes that give authorization or permission for that data to be shared. Even for research purposes, it might sound like a good idea that you're doing a service by having your data shared for research purposes, but research purposes is pretty broad, and it could mean a lot of different companies are getting your data.
23andMe says it will stick to its data privacy standards and hold anyone who buys that data to the same standard. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm Steve Stager. Steve on your side, 9 News.
This might go back to the problem of giving someone your DNA in the first place, but when they're making you go through all these hoops to delete your data from this company that's going under, how about they delete it? How about they destroy all the data in 3 months or 6 months and say, in 6 months, we're going to get rid of everything because we're not going to be able to maintain it.
But the data is valuable, right? You know, and a company that's going through this type of bankruptcy has assets and needs to use those assets to try to lure somebody to potentially buy those assets. So consumers have that option where they can actually delete their information.
It was such a thing for so long. I know so many people did it. It's popular.
Oh yeah, and all of this is likely in those terms and conditions that you sign when you send things in. So it's always a good idea. I know I hate to say it because it's really annoying to have to read all that stuff, but it's always a good idea to read through what you're agreeing to before you send something in.
Got to tell you, I did it, and I found out I was related to Babar, the elephant.
Wow.
Books. Yeah.
Oh.
Distant relative.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good to know.
Very
Nope, but nobody else would own up to it. Just Babar.
You notice similarities? Okay.
My buddy. Steve, thanks as always.
Yep.